Yeah. So a little bit more experimentation on the arm. I've kind of flipped out the tube, but as you can see, you see that? It goes into there and the elbow stays exactly the same point. Now I cut the inside tube a little bit too short, so unfortunately it'll pop out. But also what I have down here is a ratchet. So as you can see, and then since the thing rotates, so it does the same thing here. You see how it goes in and comes out. And the same thing with the arm. It goes in and goes out. So I'm just about at the point where I can buy some universal joints, like ratchet joints, put them in there, weld them to the metal, and then you have this joint. Because that's the ratchet. It's clicking right now because it's a ratchet. But as you can see again, this thing will rotate. This guy will go up all the way, sort of. So it's starting to, yeah, you see it popped out. So anyways, it's starting to come together. And again, I just need to find a way to get this thing to not come out, which I'm going to experiment with it. But as you can see, it does work. And the idea would be that the armor part would be on this, the part that doesn't move, the part that goes attached to the arm. And then there'll be a small part that goes in and out. So it should work pretty well, actually. So anyways, that's again the arm. So as you guys can see, it is coming together. Now I got to go to Arbor Freight and get some universal joints. Universal joints. Yeah, I guess universal joints that sockets that will, or socket adapters that will go into the piping, so that like that all I have to do is just tack weld it, and boom, I've got the joint. And then these things will slide. As you can see again, it slides. Ah, there we go. That's a better view. See how that slides? So the point that's on my arm will not move. It'll stay, and then, shit. Yeah, it's all preliminary, stuck together with tape and shit. But again, this is how you get the measurements. If I did this out of piping, it would be a nightmare to have to cut it and then fit it and then put bearings in there and 100 other things. So again, it's just much easier to make it out of this. The same thing with the armor. Once the skeleton is built and I get this thing to the right proportions around my chest and figure out how to be able to like just sit in this. So again, I have a chair that it's repurposed. It's actually a baby seat, and it's actually, the proportions are actually really good. The only thing is that since the baby's a lot shorter, so I'll have to attach it. But again, it'll be something where I can get in there and I'll put a 5-point harness on, which comes from the bottom, from the sides. That's why it's called 5-point, and then attached to here. So the whole thing will kind of like hold me in, and I'll just kind of like be on the outside of it, moving it around. And of course with the give me a second, so I shouldn't smoke and do a video. With the Steadicam arms, again, they'll be attached to the forearm part, and they'll be able to move around with the same movement of my arm, and at the same time, since it's a Steadicam, it will keep my arm lifted up. So in other words, if I don't have any weight on it, it'll just stay up here like this. With the weight of the armor and the exoskeleton, it should come down. And again, you can adjust the springs, so I can adjust it to the point where I have full range of motion, and the armor will be barely noticeable. And the same thing, if I can design this to transfer the weight down into the feet with the jumping sticks and the jumping legs, jumping stilts, running stilts, whatever the hell you want to call them, that will transfer the weight into there and give me a suspension. So even though I'm heavy, I'll be very suspended. And then of course I can put power generation is, we'll see what I can figure out. I've seen a few videos on YouTube that they take a generator and a motor and they run a cable to each other, and basically the thing runs forever. So I've been kind of like curious, does that really work? Uh, is there a special gearing that you have to do? Is it because it's using a flywheel? Is it because it's using the magnets as a flywheel? So I'm planning on building one of those. And if I can build that, then that would be the power generation, and it would generate power indefinitely, according to what you see in YouTube. If not, then I have another possible solution for generating power to power the whole suit and everything. And again, most of the suit will be actuated by gas pistons, so you don't need actuators or any computer system and everything. But for the mask, I do want something that can see in FLIR and night vision and everything. So might even do this, something like this, like what do you call it? A tablet with a camera with a FLIR on it as well. So like that, inside the helmet, I can see everything, and it would have the uh, tablet camera and the FLIR camera, which all you have to do is plug it in back down here. So I could use a cable and just arrange the cameras where I need them to go so that I can have perfect vision, not have to use goggles or anything goofy. I kind of like the idea of you put on the suit, the thing folds down and you've got all your displays and everything right there. So we'll see if we can get it to that point. Right now, again, this is super preliminary. I know it looks like shit, but again, it looks like shit now. As time progresses and as more things being built and you tweak things and you play with stuff, it will start getting a little bit more impressive, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. So again, thank you guys for watching, and what can I say? I'm fucking nuts. All right, peace.